Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Larson. It's me, Dexter Lumis, NXT Superstar. So here's my shout out to the Going In Raw podcast. Clever name.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Yeah, welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Also available wherever podcasts can be found and taped live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. Quick programming note, this Saturday there will be no Unsolved Mystery stream because the Enforcer is going on a little vacay. So, and I'm not going to solve any mysteries without him. That would be ludicrous, Larson.
Yes, ludicrous.
Yeah. Anyways. Absurd, absolutely. It'd be a little on the surreal side as well. Anyways, we're going to talk about NXT here in a moment, but do we have some news first? I didn't even look at your notes.
Yeah, I got a couple little news bits, one pertaining to NXT, so we'll start with that. Specifically, your NXT champion, Finn Balor, and a former NXT champion, Karrion Kross. So earlier this week, during appearance on After the Bell with Corey Graves, Finn Balor talked about defending the NXT title on back-to-back nights over Mania weekend. This is what he had to say, quote, "For me personally, if I could defend the title one night on TakeOver, the next night at WrestleMania, that would be a dream scenario. Double defense. I empathize with Karrion Kross in his situation, having to relinquish the title being injured. I feel like he deserves a shot, whether it's at TakeOver or WrestleMania." So Karrion Kross responded to Finn's comments during an interview with Ryan Satin. This is what he had to say, quote, "I don't know where that began, whether it was online or if it was Finn's suggestion through another interview. People have been creating these pictures where they post the both of us with the WrestleMania background for weeks now. I hope the company is listening to that because there seems to be an interest and a demand for that. I hope fans get what they're looking for because I'd be more than happy to step up on the grandest stage of them all and do that." So we'll get to in more detail about Kross's match last night on NXT. I thought it was great. I like the fact that they're not making him just unstoppable monster anymore. He shows some vulnerability, some dimension. And hopefully they realize that how they were approaching his character and his in-ring style, his first run through the company prior to separating his shoulder, didn't necessarily play into his strengths as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Hopefully now they're taking a step back, watch some of his tape from Future Stars of Wrestling in Las Vegas, seeing that he can put on some pretty good matches and putting him in situations where he is playing to his strengths rather than trying to make him something that he is not.
Yeah,
That's my hope.
Kross as a face works so much better.
Yeah.
When you have to fight through stuff. He was against really, really high odds last night, and he powered through it. But there was all sorts of, like you said, vulnerability. I really hope that they continue to make him just a bit more relatable in that respect, and they continue to make Scarlett even weirder and weirder. I think that'd be a hilarious dichotomy right there if he's just like sort of everyman, working man guy, and meanwhile his wife or girlfriend or whatever she is like this crazy sex magic lady. Anyways. So yeah, I like that Karrion Kross is on social media, and he's looking at various Instagram stories of fan-made WrestleMania banners that feature him and Finn Balor. I think that's kind of funny to think about.
That is funny. And
I'd be totally down with that. I think that if they continue with Kross character-wise in the same light that he is now, he sort of fills similar territory to Finn Balor, who's a guy who is also, he's got an edge to him. He could be a bad guy. He could be a good guy. He's
both their characters at this point are just badasses. Anyways, do you want to see Finn defend 2 nights in a row and then face Kross one of them?
Yeah, I think it'd be akin to like when Adam Cole was doing all those crazy, he was doing like match after match after match.
He had War Games one night, and the next night he defended the title against was it War Games? It was something else, or was it War Games?
Well, one time he did the he did. Yeah, it was War Games. It was War Games.
And then he faced Pete Dunne at Survivor Series the next day.
It was something like that.
Because they defended the title against Pete Dunne the next day. I remember that.
Okay. I know that, and then he also did the double duty within one takeover. He did the ladder match, and then he did the tag match.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I love that stuff, man. I mean, it brings a bigger spotlight to NXT. So yeah, why not? And I think Karrion Kross is probably, I would think that they're probably just grooming him Triple H probably understands. He's like, you know what, I can probably salvage the guys that I really like because I know that Karrion Kross probably shouldn't be in NXT very long. He should be on main roster. And so it seems like maybe they're going to keep him out of the title scene until that actually does happen. But that would
be wise, because I think what they're doing to the title scene now with Cole and Finn and Kyle O'Reilly and even Roddy is potentially some really strong stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
So we'll get to that more in a little bit. Other little bit of news here. Ticking Time Bomb, who we reported earlier this week, had a ripped or torn pectoral muscle, vacated the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title at last night's Road to Castle Attack event. And then it was announced that a new champion will be crowned in a triple threat bout between LP Bushi and El Desperado at the Castle Attack event this Sunday.
I mean, you got to figure that's got to be LP's.
That loaded boot's going to be a champion.
Oh yeah. I'm in it. When is that happening? That's going to happen February 28th. What's the actual event? Is that actual? Is that Castle? That's Castle Attack. Okay.
Yeah.
Just one night. Is it a one night affair?
I thought it was 2, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I thought that's because you had the preview up like ages ago.
Yeah. Finally,
check that out.
Yeah. And then finally, some sad news we learned last night. Josephus, who we saw quite a bit on NWA Power, passed away.
Yeah. I don't know how old he is. I mean, there seemed to be a lot of the chatter online were from people who thought he was a really, really nice guy. He's got a family. This is horrible for them. I mean, I saw a post from Dutch Mantel that said there was some indication that it could have been an aneurysm or a stroke or something like that. So this seems to be a pretty sudden thing. It's not like this seemed to be something that was out of the blue, which is absolutely horrible and tragic and really sad. The dude, I mean, all I knew from him as well was his stuff on Power. I didn't realize that he portrayed the young Bruiser Brody on Dark Side of the Ring. The guy clearly had tons of charisma. And he was also the question mark in NWA as well. And he, everybody loved him. This is a real bummer. Sort of out of the blue. Hopefully his family, I mean, all you can hope for is that his family is doing okay and they get through this, So yeah. All right, man, let's move on to NXT. Thought it was a pretty fun show this week. We had finally Adam Cole talked about what was going on, and he made no. At first, he seemed pretty tore up about what he was doing there with Kyle O'Reilly, and then when called to task about it with Roderick Strong, he took it wasn't very long before he suckered Roderick Strong in for a fake hug, and then attacked his genitals, and called him stupid. So Adam Cole firmly bad guy now. Yeah. And Kyle O'Reilly, when he comes back in 4 to 6 weeks,
super babyface. He's
gonna be super babyface. So clearly they're using super bad Adam Cole to build babyface Kyle O'Reilly.
But I'm guessing there was a little bit of truth in probably what all of Adam Cole had to say, specifically about Kyle O'Reilly getting opportunity after opportunity of the NXT title, coming up short. That irritated him. He's all about that title,
Yeah, man. They got soft, Larson. They got soft. I'm firmly behind Adam Cole in this one, man. How many opportunities is Kyle O'Reilly going to get and fail? And only took Adam Cole 2 or so, and he got it.
Yeah, he got it in a second against John.
I thought that was good stuff. Let's see here. What
Quality
else happened?
Performance there. Karrion Kross had easily the best match of his NXT tenure.
Yes.
It is a pretty fun no DQ match against Santos. Escobar that went all over the place. Some pretty crazy spots there. The opening bout between John Gargano and Dexter Lumis was pretty damn great too. The Way is pretty much the highlight week in and week out of NXT. The chemistry between the four of them is top notch. Austin Theory, this new take on his character, is pretty damn fantastic.
Yeah,
and it seems effortless for him, and that's kind of the best part. You can tell he's not thinking about it. He just goes out there and does it.
He has this character absolutely nailed, and it works so perfectly. It really does. And the thing is, it's the kind of character, it's the kind of work that's going to probably get him back up to main roster sooner than later, because Vince loves these characters who are just so easily done. Another guy who wouldn't shock me if he went to main sooner than later is Cameron Grimes, who had his own Ted DiBiase basketball challenge, and it was absolutely flippin' hilarious. Some great stuff with Xia Li. Yeah, all around, just a really terrific episode. We had a really great match between Zoey Stark and Io Shirai. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and
dive right in.
Start talking about this. Like you said, we opened up with Dexter Lumis taking on Johnny Gargano. Before the match, The Way had a little pep rally backstage, and they all have their hands in, and they're singing, "That's the way, we like it." And they get done with that, in theory, it's so matter of fact, and these little quips of his that are little asides. Like he says, the details. He says, "Oh, man, that should be a song." So Johnny asks...
And Johnny just gives him a look. He's like...
Yeah, and they're all concerned about him, though. They're all concerned about him because of what happened with Dexter Lumis. And he's like, "Look, man, you don't have to go out there if you don't want to." And he's like, "No, man, I'm good. So they make their way to the ring. They get in there, and Austin Theory puts his hand up the wrong way for the no-look high five and realizes it and then puts it up. And it's so good. It's so good. So this is a really, really cool match. Lumis creeping out Johnny to wait.
Yeah, there's a lot of creeping out. He creeps him out.
Oh, I'm looking at your notes. I'm going to go back to my notes.
We look at my notes for.
So yeah, because all the new stuff was on there. So Lumis starts he starts creeping out Johnny Gargano pretty early. He gets in a really impressive stalling suplex. On the outside, Johnny takes the advantage, slamming Lumis into the apron onto the floor. Some ground and pound. Gargano breaks the count to come back out. Goes for a PK, but Lumis ducks. Kips up. There's like two really smooth kip ups from Lumis. Slams him into the apron. Austin comes up to Lumis, sort of backs off, and then Indy comes up to him and sort of smiles at him, sort of gives him the call me sign. Yeah. Which I don't do kids do that these days? Do they do the call me?
I would think it'd be more like text.
Yeah,
DM
right?
Me.
Yeah, DM me or something. Anyways, Candice goes for a head scissors, but she gets dumped back onto the apron from Lumis. He continues to dominate coming out of the commercial, hits a spine buster as Johnny tries to come back. Austin then, taking orders from Candice, gets a chair for Johnny, puts it in, and Lumis stomps on it when he sees that it's being slid in. Johnny then backs up into the corner, distracts the ref so Austin could hit Lumis with the chair, but Lumis catches on to this, confronts Austin, who's like really reluctant to hit him. Johnny then rushes from behind at Lumis, who knows this. He sends Johnny into the chair, and then is able to get Johnny back down into the silence, into his chokehold, and Gargano passes out. They've got a close up on Gargano as he's passing out. It's hilarious.
It's pretty great.
So yeah, Lumis picks up the win here.
Yep. Next, William Regal walks out to the parking lot. Asks cameraman, "You seen anything of Santos Escobar?" Cameraman's like, "No." All right, tell me when they show up. Just walks back inside.
After that, we had a little mini documentary on MSK. In about 3 minutes, they did more to get MSK over with me than their entire run in NXT, which has been short, and their entire time in Impact that I actually did see them. I thought this was absolutely great. I love when NXT does this kind of stuff. To me, this is the kind of thing that separates NXT from everybody else, is that better than anybody else, they toe the line between real stories and characters. Like, you don't get a lot of this stuff in AEW. You don't really get any of it in AEW. Sometimes, like with Chronicle, you get it with WWE, but it's not in their actual core programming. Sometimes you get little hints of it. This kind of stuff makes the characters for me, because it's like, okay, they're real, and then they add on with character work. This is really great stuff. So they show like old pictures of, how these two go back, Wesley and Nash Carter go back as friends. I'm kind of bummed out they didn't have any pictures of Trey Miguel with them, and he's just pixelated out, but whatever. And then Nash opens up about his dad dying when he was a freshman in high school. And he knows that, this is something that he knows my dad would be proud of me for. He chokes up a little bit. This was really, really stellar good stuff. It was so genuine and heartfelt, and it really made them for me.
After that, MSK was supposed to have an interview. Instead, it's interrupted by the grizzled young veteran.
Yeah.
They come in, attack, and then Gibson crushes Wesley's hand in a chair.
That was great. That was awesome.
Next, it was supposed to be Tyler Ruff.
You missed Shotzi Blackheart being sponsored by Burger King's $1 menu.
No, I got the other Burger King thing.
Okay, good.
when the Burger King announced the match later on. So Tyler Rust versus Leon Ruff was going to happen next. Before the match began, we cut to earlier in the day, Leon Ruff in the trainer's room, and Malcolm Bivens pops up from the background, and he's like, "Oh, Leon, happy to hear you're doing well. If you're good to go, I'd like to offer you a match against Tyler Rust. And that is unless Swerve beat you up too badly last week." And Ruff tells Bivens, "Tell Rust I'll see him in the ring," and Bivens just says, "Thank you, Leon." So we go back to the ring. Bivens drops a promo, talk about the keys to success, taking advantage of opportunity. When you think about that, you think about former North American champion Leon Ruff. But Malcolm says, when I think about Leon, I think about the son I never had, never wanted. And because of that, he holds a special place in my heart.
How great was that zoom on Tyler Rust when he said that?
Yeah.
He was like, that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, it was pretty
good.
Great.
Yeah.
It says a match against, Aaron got opportunity of a lifetime match against Russ. So Leon's making his way to the ring. He does his pose where he's kind of on the ropes. Out of nowhere, Swerve comes and just lays him out.
Oh my God.
Destroys him.
Annihilated his head. It was amazing.
Destroys him and toss him around the ringside a little bit, goes to the commentary table, slams his head on there. And is saying that he wants his opportunities, and that means less handouts for Leon Ruff. And then he tosses him like Death Valley Driver style into the corner of the apron.
Yeah.
And he cut the ring, and the Bivens raises Tyler Ruff's hand.
Well, I guess that's a win by forfeit, I guess.
Winner.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was pretty great.
So we then get a video from yesterday when William Regal's telling Zoey Stark she has a non-title match against Io. I really want to see what you can bring against Io Shirai. You did such a wonderful job in your debut match. And she's very happy with the opportunity. After that, we had what was supposed to be an interview with Zoey Stark, but then something got glitched out, and we went straight to Io Shirai walking back.
Yeah, I found that interesting because it definitely seems like a lot of the interview stuff is shot like in advance, because there's like basically no way that she probably could have got the interview station back to where she had to be for the ring, and the way it cut from there to the shot of Io walking, and then we saw that same shot later on.
Yeah.
Just from a production standpoint, we had that discussion back before Takeover, they had that stuff, where there's face-offs on the ramp.
Yeah.
We were wondering, was that stuff shot in advance? They try to orchestrate it live. So that was still just kind of stuck in my head when I saw this. Like, oh, they must shoot some of this stuff, at least some of it, in advance.
That would probably lend credence to your theory that they do that then, yeah. Yeah, instead of just everybody shuffling around on the stage. I like that better because it's a funnier image in my head, like everybody just sort of huddling about and then, okay, you two go. Okay, now you're up.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're probably right. They probably just pre-shoot all this stuff. Then we had let's see here. After that, we
Cameron
had
Grimes watching some Ted DiBiase highlights on an iPad. It's this particular one. He's challenging a boy, maybe like 8-10 years old,
something like that. Yeah.
To dribble a basketball 10 times, and if he does it, then DiBiase will give him $1,000. And so Cameron Grimes watches the setup of that challenge, but doesn't watch the whole thing. And so he walks up to somebody backstage and goes, "Hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you can dribble this basketball 10 times." And the dude says, "All right." And he does it. And Grimes is like really surprised. And the dude tells him, "Yeah, you should have watched the rest of the video."
Yeah, he like takes the ball away from the kid at like 9 or something like that. Yeah. and then Grimes, man, I knew I should have watched the rest of that video. DiBiase thinks he's smarter than Cameron Grimes. DiBiase, he doesn't even know you, man. So after that, get a Kyle O'Reilly update. Not medically cleared for 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, herniated disc in his neck.
After that, we had a really cool match between Io Shirai and Zoey Stark. Shirai kind of takes Zoey Stark lightly at first, pays for it. Heading into commercial, she gets kicked off the top rope onto the floor. Shirai, coming out of commercial, takes her a bit more seriously, but Stark has some momentum. But I noticed whenever Zoey Stark sort of takes riskier moves, Io's able to counter those. Like Zoey went for a top rope splash or top rope something. Io dodges that, hits a fun splash, which kind of takes them both out. Zoey comes back, though, with a German suplex for 2. Io hits a big Rana off the top, a backbreaker for 2. Io hits her corner knees and a moonsault for 3. But Zoey Stark got plenty of offense here. She looked great.
Yeah, they're obviously very high on Zoey Stark. I can see why.
Yeah, absolutely. After the match, Tony Storm comes out, says, "Look at you, willing to fight anyone in the division, literally anyone in the division except me." She said, "Last week I kicked your head off and you didn't do a damn thing about it. There's a reason you pinned Mercedes at TakeOver, and it's because you can't beat me. Io says, I'll fight you anytime, any place, anywhere. And Tony says, will you, though? Surely by now you would have gone to Regal by now, but you haven't because you're scared. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, she's stealing my catchphrase.
Yeah, man. She says, find Regal and make the match. And Io gives the indication that she's going to do just that.
Yeah. After that, we had an interview with The Way backstage. Gargano at first doesn't want to do it. Says they're trying to leave the building before that psycho, Dexter Lumis, comes after them. And he tells Theory, all you do is hit Lumis with the chair. All you had to do was hit him with the chair. Why didn't you do it? And Theory says, well, the chair just seems so unnecessary. And, he doesn't deserve it. He's a misunderstood guy.
What? He kidnapped you. He's a psychopath. Candace says he should be in jail.
And Indy says, oh, I think Lumis is kind of hot.
And Candace says, like, what the and he has to hold Candace's mouth.
Yeah, it was great. So Gargano's like, what is happening? What is happening? I'm going to fix this. We're going to fix this. Austin, you're going to therapy.
He said to Indy, I'm not going to let whatever this is and your Stockholm Syndrome get me down. We're going to fix this. You're going to therapy. The Way is the best thing in pro wrestling right now. I love it so much.
It's pretty high up there.
So Grimes has the ball again. This time he finds 3 Performance Center recruits. Well, no, they're just 3 people, I guess, hanging out, sitting down. And he says, hey, everybody, I'm doing this challenge. And the first guy he looks at, it's like a young black dude. He's not even really that athletic. Grimes is just Grimes. And so he says, probably not going to be you. He looks next to him, and there's a girl sitting down next to him. Now, clearly, she is super tall, just sitting down. But he challenges her because in his mind, it's a girl, right? So she says 10 dribbles, like the $1 Million Man thing back in the day. She stands up, and it turns out it's former WNBA player Onreal Howard. But he doesn't know this. But he does observe when she stands up, she's clearly way taller than him. So she starts dribbling. She gets to like 8, and he tries to kick the ball out from her. But then she's got pretty good handles.
She crosses him up.
She crosses him over, exactly. And so he ends up giving her the money, and she says, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. Of course, Grimes gets pissed off at DiBiase for this. I really need a meeting between Grimes and DiBiase, man.
Yes. After that, Kacy Catanzaro versus Xia Li. So Xia has the advantage early on. Kacy versus the Gory Special until Roll gets a 2 count. Like, Xia Li had this match well in control. A couple times Kacy would try to mount a little bit of offense, like hit a flurry of strikes or something. In the end, though, Xia would always turn the tables. Towards the end, so Kacy hits a bunch of strikes, hits the flip kick, gets a 2 count on that. Xia rolls out of the ring. Kacy looks for a dive off the apron. Xia catches her, rams her face first into the barricade, and when Kacy falls, she falls near the ring steps with one of her feet. One of her heels resting against the ring steps.
Yeah.
And so Xia runs over and stomps on her leg, maybe about halfway down the shin. And then Kacy's, like in agonizing pain, really selling something bad happened to the leg. So then Xia grabs her by her hair, pulls her up onto the apron and into the ring, and the ref comes over, checks on her, and it's like, nope, stop the match. She's hurt. So then Caden runs in, tries to get in Zaya's face. The ref holds her back. And then Caden goes to check on Kacy, and then she starts storming up the ramp to where Mei Ying and Boa are, and Boa steps in front of Caden, so she can't really confront Mei yet. And then while Caden's up there, Zaya hits a spin kick on Kacy, and then she leaves. Caden runs back to the ring, and Xia Li tells Caden Carter, "You're next."
That was awesome. That was great stuff. That the stomp to the leg, Kacy is very bendy, so like it looked super awkward and nasty, and she sold it like $1 million. Yeah, this is really, really good stuff. So Dang MQ here in chat corrects me, says Unreal Howard is actually 5'11". She's a Performance Center recruit. She's 5'11". She looked like a good 3 inches taller than Grimes. She looked super taller than him. I don't know how tall
maybe Grimes is 5'8".
I thought he was taller than that, but yeah, maybe. So she is a Performance Center recruit, same class as Tyler Rust and MSK.
Oh, all right.
So thank you, Dang MQ.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Outside, Regal, still waiting for Santos to show up. Grimes outside, frustrated, finds a random dude, offers the challenge. he's just at his wit's end. And he's like, yeah, is this the $1 Million Man challenge? He's like, of course it is. You gonna do it or what? On the very first dribble, Cameron Grimes punches the guy out and says, Ted DiBiase, kiss my grits.
Money can buy you happiness. And just throws all the money
he just
in the air
throws
and
the
walks
money
away.
in the air, yeah.
After that, we had Drake Maverick and Killian Dane against
Grizzled young veterans. So Gibson comes out. Of course, Gibson and Drake comes out. They've got microphones. Shocking that Drake has one, but Gibson says, we have some breaking news. Wesley of MSK has broken his hand. Drake says, Drake says, the bigger headline is Mr. Regal has given us a hefty fine, but we were doing it for the NXT universe. Imagine a few weeks without MSK joking around like literal children. Gibson says, in the finals of the Dusty Classic, the better team lost. Let's make no mistakes. There's one team destined for tag team glory, and it's not MSK, and it's certainly not Shrek and Donkey. It's the grizzled young veterans, soon to be recognized an NXT tag team champion.
All right, rest your voice. So early on, Drake's getting wrecked. Dane's in to break up double team move, toss them both out of the ring, then tosses Drake onto him. He goes on a pretty extensive run, hits a Samoa drop, fall-away slam combo on both members of Grizzled Young Veterans, hits Drake with a senton. Gibson's in to break up a pin. During this match is when the Burger King himself announced via a lower third or a ticker that Io Shirai will be defending the NXT Women's title against Toni Storm in 2 weeks' time. After that, Gibson tags himself in. Grizzled Young Veterans hit a drop kick flatlighter combo. Dane breaks up that pin. Gibson then sends Dane from the ring. Killian pulls him out. Drake takes out Dane with a suicide dive. Maverick hits Gibson with the bulldog, goes up top. James Drake runs interference. Gibson yanks Maverick off the top. Grizzled Young Veterans hit Ticket to Mayhem for the win. And afterwards, Killian Dane puts Drake Maverick on his shoulders, carries him out of the ring. More on that later. We get a quick shot of an SUV pull up to the PC. It's Legado del Fantasma. Then we're backstage. Dane is still carrying Drake Maverick on his shoulders. You see Imperium walk by in the background, and then Alexander Wolf must have done a U-turn, comes in and goes, he says, "Was ist das? What is this?" And he says, "Used to be a monster," and just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
Dane just dumps Maverick into a chair, asks for a doctor.
Yeah. After that, we start to get Karrion Kross's entrance, and we go to split screen with Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde standing guard at Santos Escobar's car, waiting for him to come out of it. Kross, thinking that Kross is going to make his entrance. I guess they weren't really paying attention, but Kross sneak attacks. Well, just sort of comes out of nowhere and attacks both those guys. And then while he's taking care of Legado del Fantasma, Santos attacks him from behind. They start going at it in the parking lot. Our match is underway. I guess our match is underway. Was the match underway at that point? Okay.
Yeah, it's no DQ.
It's no DQ, sure. So I figure that's just a match happening.
I appreciated that while Karrion Kross wasn't wearing jeans, he wasn't wearing his wrestling gear. Mm-hmm, yeah. And I like that Santos had a jumpsuit on. He looked like Legado logo on the back. It was great.
He looked like sexy janitor because it was a jumpsuit without the sleeves.
Yeah.
And or yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
it was branded. It was Legado del Fantasma branded.
They got to put that on WWE Shop, man.
I'd jump at that.
That'd if somebody sent it to me, I'd wear it, but I'm not going to buy it. So anyways, yeah, like you said earlier, man, this is a killer match. The first big spot saw Kross. It was like a big semi truck outside.
Like Kross, a moving truck, kind of.
Yeah, moving truck. Yeah. So Kross sort of dumped Santos into the back of the truck, and then Santos, as Kross is sort of getting in there, Santos closes the big door on Kross's shoulder, and that sort of set up the rest of the match. Kross had that shoulder injury, so Santos really worked the crap out of it.
Oh, he was wrecking the hell out of it.
Wrecking it during the match. But Kross, and of course the whole time Kross had to deal with the other two members of Legado del Fantasma.
Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde, yeah.
So at one point Kross throws Santos onto the hood of the truck, fends off the other two guys, but Santos hits him with a garbage can straight to the shoulder. They all run him into the truck, Kross into the truck. Legado holds him up. They start, Santos talks some shit, I think. They bring him into the CWC.
This part was great.
They sort of put him on the steps. start beating him on the steps. And then Kross just sends both Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza through the barricade plexiglass.
What was great about that is Santos is like, all right, taken care of. I'm going to walk away now. And so he walks around. So he's on the opposite side of the barricade. And Wilde and Mendoza come flying towards him. They do a great reaction to him as that happens. It was pretty fantastic.
Like his reaction was great because he's like, holy crap. And then behind him is Sex Magic Scarlet, and she's like laughing the whole time. It was really cool stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So Kross steps over the barricade, punches Santos right in the throat, hits him with the boot, gets a 2 count. A little bit later on, Kross flings Mendoza into the barricade glass yet again, and then Santos blasts Karrion Kross with the chair. Goes back after his arm, rams at the ring post, into the ring steps, wraps a chair around his arm, rams that into the ring post, and then follows with a DDT into the chair where it's set up, rolls Kross into the ring, gets it to Kross, tries for a comeback. Wilde and Mendoza attack him. He fends them off. I believe he hits like an exploder suplex on Raul, and then power bombs Joaquin Wilde into the barricade. Santos hits him with the suicide dive, goes back right after the arm. Santos hits a suplex, goes for another. Kross blocks that. Oh, sorry, the exploder spot was after this. Hits a couple exploders on Santos. Santos rolls out of the ring. Kross follows. Santos rams at the ring steps. Santos tries to yank Kross's shoulder into the ring post again. Kross reverses it, does that to Santos. He turns. Raul has a chair. He eats a boot, swings it at Santos. Wilde pulls him out of the way, and this is when he power bombs and exploder suplexes Raul and Joaquin. And then Kross boots Santos out of the ring, hits a Saito suplex off the ring steps through the announce table.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
That was great. Yeah,
hits another in the ring, and then follows with the forearm to the back of Santos' head to get the win.
I love too, like right before he did the forearm. I mean, he does this every time, sometimes louder, sometimes not. But I liked his delivery on when he said "TikTok time's up" before he did the forearm. I thought the TV direction was so good in this episode of NXT.
It was good. It was good. This is the best Kross has looked during his tenure in NXT. He looked really good in this match.
I feel like they really figured, like with this, they really sort of figured out, okay, this works for this guy. He shouldn't be Goldberg. After that, we had Red LA Knight in his car with red seats. And he said, everybody's asking.
Red leather jacket.
With his red leather jacket, his red transition lenses, his red seat covers. Yeah. And he says, yeah, everybody's asking LA Knight. When's he going to make his debut in NXT? And I have the same question. Whose game is it? It's my game. When I debut, it'll be on my time, on my terms. Every one of the superstars in NXT has a one-way ticket of getting stomped out by LA Knight. And that's just a fact of life. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a great question here, man. Just real quick, ALK in chat presupposes perhaps, Blue LA Knight is better than Red LA Knight. What's your thoughts on that so far?
Oh, there's a ranking system, huh? More like Finn Balor gear. We had a power ranking system based on gear.
Yeah.
I don't know. We haven't seen him in the ring yet, so it remains to be
more
seen.
of a sample size, right?
We need a sample size. So far, we've just had a couple promos.
We've had 2 promos. Well, one guy, Red, is in his car, right? Probably
Doing
a nice
match
car.
Question. Yeah.
Doing a match chat question, but it's a quality match chat. Like it wasn't pixelated and stuff. Good audio. The other one,
but definitely you can tell from a phone.
The other one, clearly from a phone. Probably an iPhone 11 or 12. The other one, impromptu in front of his blue on blue door, while he's maybe making lunch. I don't know. Not really. I mean, there's a lot to work with there. I mean, I think that clearly with the Red LA Knight, he's got a good phone. We know that because this was a quality, maybe even 4K.
Maybe he's got one of those new Samsung phones that shoots 8K.
This could be an 8K LA Knight promo. Right now, early lead to me goes to LA Knight. He's got a good. I mean, that house he was at could have been a condo, could have been anything.
Yeah.
This right here, it's probably a nice car.
You know what? I mean, he just could have got some nice seat covers for it. It could be a crap car.
It looked like the seats were stitched in. My early is Red LA Knight. What's your early pick?
Too soon to tell. It's too soon to tell. I can't make a call. I've seen 2 promos. Can't make a call till I see him in the ring.
Yeah. It's all about Red LA Knight. I want to see. I want to know if there's other colors. Are we going to get a green LA Knight? Is it going to be like the Power Rangers type thing?
Could
or
be.
A Voltron
I like these
situation?
he's color coordinating with his environment. I like that.
That's good. Yeah, maybe he'll be like so
when he shows up at the CWC, he's got to have like yellow sunglasses then.
Like dark, yellow. Yeah, there's a lot of yellow there. If he's out, I'm
Gold.
out here walking
Gold.
in the forest. Is there a forest in Orlando? I'm out here at the Evergreens Park, and he's got green on.
Well, yeah. I mean, he like maybe he gets one of those hovercrafts and is flying through the Everglades.
Yeah, there you go.
On a hovercraft.
Yeah. What other colors are there? Purple.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here on my Twitch stream.
There you go.
You dummies. Anyways.
It's good. Anyways, the main event segment was Adam Cole explaining himself. So he's in the ring, and the Tron behind him replays the attack on Kyle O'Reilly the week prior. Again, commentary says Kyle out 4 to 6 weeks, herniated discs in his neck. And Adam Cole, you can tell he's getting emotional. He said he had every intention of coming out explaining what he did, but after watching that footage, he feels sick to his stomach. The NXT Championship is very important to him, but he does not like the guy he's become the last few weeks. At first, he was pissed that Kyle O'Reilly got opportunity after opportunity for the NXT title and came up empty, but that doesn't excuse his actions. And after watching that footage, he's ashamed of himself. He looks right to the camera, and he says to Kyle, "Hey, I know you're at home watching this. I wish we could have this conversation face-to-face, man-to-man, but we can't, and they can't because of me. Kyle, I know you know me better than anybody else, and I hate to admit when I'm wrong, and I'll admit that I was dead wrong. Kyle O'Reilly, you should be in this ring, but he's not because I made a stupid mistake, and I hate myself for it." And so he apologizes to Kyle, says, "I'll do everything in my power to fix this, and if I can't, I'm gonna try."
Can
and
I
who
play?
comes out?
Can I play Roderick Strong in this situation?
But of course.
All right.
Of course.
Oh, now you feel bad? Now you feel bad, but for the past 10 days you haven't talked to me? Everything's changed now, Adam Cole. You see this here? And he pointed at his shirt. He's got the merch shirt on. This was built on love, trust, a brotherhood. We did everything it took to have each other's back. And just like that, you shattered that trust, Adam Cole. Look at me and understand this, man. Kyle's going to heal up. When he heals up, I don't know if I can save you from what he's going to do to you. Roderick Strong is something else on the mic, isn't he?
You know what? I wonder what it is. Now that you just did that, I wonder if he spoke in his normal speaking voice, if it would be different. Because you could tell he's trying to project.
Yeah. Adam Cole's really good at this stuff.
Well, yeah.
Like this really should have been in front of fans. I mean, this was made to be in front of fans.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Roderick Strong, this kind of acting stuff is not his strong suit. He is a top 3 wrestler for me. In the ring, he can tell a story better than anybody on the mic. But this sort of soap opera type stuff, it's just not his thing.
Yeah, it's not his wheelhouse. It's not his
know.
wheelhouse. Anyways, so Finn Balor comes out, he shoves Roddy aside, and it starts attacking Adam Cole. Roddy gets back in the ring, peels Finn off Cole. They both tumble to the floor. Balor starts laying into Roderick. Cole comes out, makes a save, hits Finn with a super kick. So Roddy crawls back in the ring. Cole follows. Roddy just turns around, drops him with a clothesline, and Cole just lays there. He's apologizing. He's like, "I don't want to do this anymore. I want things to go back to normal. It's all my fault. I'm so sorry." And he starts crying. And so Roddy kneels beside him, says,
good.
"Adam, I love you. You're my brother." And Adam says, "I love you too." They hug. Roddy stands up, gives Cole a hand to help him up. So Cole takes one hand, takes the hand with his other arm, low blows Roddy right in the front area, calls him stupid, rips off the Undisputed Era dog tag he has on, and tells Roddy, "You're dead to me," and then super kicks him.
You know what it is, dude? Because I make fun of it and everything. They really should have gone, like Adam Cole drops his promo on the mic. Roderick Strong comes out without a mic. They should have done that. They do that all the time now on SmackDown, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely great.
Well, the second half of this, after Finn got involved, was all without the mics.
The the hug and all that stuff. Roderick was great.
Yeah.
He was really good.
I'm telling you,
Strong is really good with comedy too.
A mic in his hand, and rather than just talking his normal voice, he feels like he has to do the pro wrestling thing. Like, I'm sure Eli Drake doesn't really talk like that when he talks with a normal conversation. You know, you put it on a little bit, to emphasize, to project your voice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I wonder if this, like, at times when Ricochet hasn't been that great in the mic, I wonder if it was the same thing. Because like when Ricochet, when he's backstage, just is talking to his normal tone of voice, he's pretty good.
Yeah. I
mean,
mean,
he comes out and has to do promo voice.
If I had to get on a mic and cut a promo on you, like my best friend, it'd probably be terrible too.
I feel like you had to do it in pro wrestling voice,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not an easy thing.
I'm sure it's an incredibly difficult thing to do. That being said, I'm willing to make fun of stuff when I see it on TV. But no, I think there was probably a better way they could have done the Roderick Strong part, because once they got through that, once they were, hugging and Adam Cole attacked his genitals, I thought that it was really, really strong stuff. It was really strong stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ALK says Roddy is great at doing comedy, dorky, bad guy promo stuff. He really is. But this demands like soap opera stuff, and that's not going to be everybody's strong suit.
Nope, it's not.
Probably not easy to do.
Nope. Can you answer some questions? Yeah. Night by night, while attending a show at the Capitol Wrestling Center, your appendix has become inflamed. Hiccups. You need to move quickly to remove it, your appendix, that is, lest you end up with a nasty infection. But for some reason, there are no doctors to be found.
Yeah.
What NXT superstar do you most trust to perform the surgery on you? It's Dexter Lumis.
Yeah.
It's Dexter Lumis.
Yeah, it's Dexter Lumis. You just have to trust. You have to trust that he's going to do it right.
Yep.
I think it's close to time when he needs to start talking. Like, I mean, it's good for comedy stuff, but it's kind of exclusively good for comedy stuff. I feel like he kind of needs to explain what the hell he is. Like, is he an aficionado of true crime documentaries?
Yeah. Is he just a fan of the true crime genre?
Yeah.
And that's his gimmick, or is he in fact a serial killer? Is he like Dexter, where he's a serial killer but for only other serial killers?
Is it like, hey, they saw signs that I could be a serial killer because I like to, like dissect insects or something like that, and I wanted to dissect people, and they caught it early, so I haven't actually literally murdered anybody, and I channeled that aggression into pro wrestling, but like I still really want to be a serial killer, so I'll do things like I'll kidnap people, but then instead of killing them, I'll just have Austin Theory eat a bunch of feed
them ice cream and let them watch cartoons. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. Like I call my therapist or whatever, and they tell me, okay, well, instead of eating a little bit of his brain, you want to feed him some Fruit Loops. Okay, because he has like, even when he talks in our intro, he's still creepy when he talks. It's not he doesn't have like a serial killer witness protection voice.
No,
it's kind of even creepier than that because he sounds like a real dude.
Well, he still stares in the camera, doesn't blink.
Yeah.
Combat Films Hunter, if Adam Cole is Undisputed Era, then who should join his Undisputed Era? Should he recruit some new members?
I mean, everybody that I can think of, they're on like SmackDown. Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens. Yeah, those guys. Those are like the 3 Ring of Honor guys that I can think of.
Yeah. Jimmy Thomas has the ratings for the week. AEW 831, NXT 734.
All right. James Fletcher, Pete Dunne breaks up with one, and Danny.
Oni and Danny.
Okay, Oni. Yeah, I forgot the Y. And Danny, to reform British Strong Style, booked Trenton Tyler's NXT US return. You had it a couple weeks ago. It was great.
Yeah. It was going to be at Vengeance Day or whatever, I think. RB186 with the sub. Thank you so much.
This is a good point here. Nemo says, am I alone in thinking that when Mei Ying moves off the chair and has a match, everything about her will be ruined? I think if you give her the right amount of sort of atmosphere, like Aleister Black, You know,
Mystique.
If you give her that kind of stuff, like just have her all of her matches with like heavy fog machines.
Yeah.
And
have their theme play the whole time. Their theme's actually like pretty good.
Mm-hmm. But I could see like the danger in like, what if she had like a Shockmaster-esque botch her first time out? Like she stands up off the chair and her legs like lock up on her and she falls.
That would pretty much destroy any momentum.
You just ride her off.
Gareth Nicholas.
Have her join the way at that point.
Oh, yeah. You get to choose LA Knight's first feud. Who do you pick from the current NXT roster? Whose game is it? It's his game. It's back to life.
Who's the most color-themed person that he could feud with? Is there anybody really super color-themed?
I mean, they won't do it, but I think a good first feud would be LA Knight and Cameron Grimes. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be great. That'd be really good. That'd be awesome. I want LA Knight versus Dexter Lumis to be good. You're not going to kidnap me, dummy.
That's just a fact of life.
No one kills LA Knight. Oh, man. Let's see here. This is a good one. Christopher Ebersod says, where does the Undisputed Era rank as the greatest stable in WWE? I'm so happy they broke up.
Who broke up? Sorry.
He says, where does Undisputed Era rank in the greatest stables in WWE? Also, I'm so happy they broke up. You think they'd be a top 5? You got
Shield. You got DX. If we're talking just WWE,
not the Horsemen.
Oh. All right.
Or NWO.
DX, you got Shield.
I mean, screw it. Let's put them in there. You got DX, you got Shield. Is Undisputed Era better or worse than, or like ranked higher or not than the Nation of Domination? I'd say Nation never won any like top titles, right?
Yeah.
So like
they never had a world champion amongst the ranks. No.
I mean, all the titles, they're up there in like the DX conversation, I would think.
Right to censor number 1 though. Of course. ESNP, Steve got me in trouble at work. We got this new guy named John. So you see where this is going. Every time someone preferred him or said his name, I'm pretty sure you can guess how I said his name back. Apparently he didn't like it. He quit 2 days after his reason when I was being disrespectful, even though I explained why I did it to him. Wow. He sucked at a job anyways, but boss was still mad at me for running someone off. I tried to explain to him how a podcast got me the habit of saying, John. Wow.
Dude, me? I didn't do that. I stopped doing that ages ago. You got to blame that one on Larson.
I never encouraged anybody else to do it anyways. That's a bummer of a story. Sorry to hear that happen.
Wow, John. I tried to explain to him how a podcast got me in the habit of saying, John. Damn, dude. That's rough.
That is rough.
I mean, I guess I started it, but still. Oh, my gosh.
That's true.
RB says LA Knight versus Velveteen Dream. Oh, you like to have sex a lot, huh? Yeah. I want to sit on your gross couch. Yeah. Let's see here.
Diehard Homer, do you see this being a swerve and Roddy sides with Adam Cole? Mm-mm.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
If anything,
so.
Roddy's going to side with Kyle O'Reilly.
Mm-hmm.
Alex C., who should they dub over Roddy's voice with? Adam Cole.
LA Knights.
Oh,
Kyle's going to get a lot better, Adam Cole. When he does, you're in for a hurting, yeah? That's just a fact of life. Wolfpack for life. Tyler Rust looks and has the name of a creator wrestler in WWE 2K20. Who else looks like a creator wrestler? Oh, man. There's like tons of, like, the entire roster of AEW Dark looks like creator wrestlers.
Not Brandon Cutler, though.
No, not Brandon Cutler. That guy looks like he should be a WrestleMania main event.
White Brownie Walter recently said he prefers defending his title on big shows. Should the NXT UK title NXT UK title be defended at Mania along with the NXT title, or keep it separate? Yeah, Walter versus Finn Balor, title for title.
That's it. That's what you got to do.
Oh, Kaufman says, how would you fix Karrion Kross's look? Because right now he looks like generic dude. He doesn't look like generic dude. Not at all.
Karrion Kross is probably like the prototypical guy that you think populates too much of NXT. I'm a bad dude. I'm a badass.
I'm a badass.
Yeah. I don't think you can do. I don't know. What are you going to do with him? You can't do anything with him.
Wow. ESNP says, didn't get into too much trouble with Steve. You can kiss my grits.
Oh, no. Should have told that to that John fella.
John.
All right. Good luck getting another job. You can kiss my grits.
White Brownie, does EO drop the title to Tony and get called up, or does Tony lose and get called up? So Wade Barrett said that EO's had that title for almost 10 months.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't seem like it's been that long, has it?
It doesn't, because she hasn't been in any like big, awesome feuds. But at least with her, you know what? At least I can respect that with EO. They just sort of line up challengers and she beats them. At least she has that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's no, I mean, in that respect, if she ends up going like 15 months or something like that, it's like, oh wow, remember that really long, really great title reign with Io Shirai? Like with Asuka, it's, and I you know, they're both champions. Like Sasha has plenty of stories. Sasha has nothing but stories coming her way. With Io, it's just challenger after challenger. With Asuka, it's just she's off TV. They don't even do the. They don't even do the. Hey, we've got a ton of people in our company. Let's line up challengers for her.
I know.
You know.
I know.
Like they did the same. They did that with Asuka in NXT. She had some stories here and there, but by and large, it was they line up challengers. You know.
Yeah. I mean, she had a great story with Bayley. She had a really fun series of matches, and a great story with Ember Moon. Mm-hmm. She had several matches against Nia Jax.
Mm-hmm.
All in NXT. So
yeah.
Young boy Ricky, that's Patrick Sparks. Will Walter hold the NXT UK title for 1,000+ days? It depends how long it takes for crowds to come back. Once crowds come back, they'll start building towards Ilya taking that belt off.
Man, I don't know. I gotta watch UK today. Yeah, I don't know. You're probably right, though.
Nicholas Grosskirth, EO beat Charlotte for the title in May. 2020 has been the longest year ever.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see here. Michael, I love it. A lot of people have questions about Bobby Fish. Michael Migan, Bobby Fish.
Oh.
Michael Migan asks, what do you see happening with Undisputed Era between now and the time that Bobby Fish comes back from injury? I would love for him to come in like that meme where somebody walks into like a fire happening.
It's going to be the John Travolta thing.
Exactly, yeah. Sleazy Mo, The Miz has been WWE champion for almost 4 days, and despite claiming to Lashley that he has commitments to do, talk shows, media, press, I haven't seen him anywhere. Does WWE, this is a great question though, does WWE have a kayfabe world of imaginary talk shows that WWE superstars frequently appear on? I'd love to think that's the case. I'd like to see some of those, like little clips of fake talk shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. One more good question.
All right. One more.
Let's see here.
Dr. Lipkin, if you can mix and match voices and bodies of wrestlers, what's the best combo you come up with?
LA Knight on Dexter Lumis. I'm going to kill you, yeah?
Roderick Strong and Karrion Kross.
TikTok! Time's up. So we're going to end on this one. Lubricant Hornet says, which NXT superstars probably use bidets? I bet Kyle O'Reilly does. Dude looks like he rocks a clean knot. Who the fuck says that? A clean knot? What's your problem?
Wow.
I don't know. I don't want to think about how they clean their assholes. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. The answer is Walter. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. I like when the water hits my knot. We'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Help support Going In Raw today by becoming a Friendo Club TV member. You'll get access to new bonus episodes every week, including Friendo Club Arcade, Live Power Rank, Vintage 10 for the Wins, and Ask Steve and Larson. Get access to Friendo Club TV today by becoming a $5 and up patron at patreon.com/Steve and Larson, by throwing us a sub at twitch.tv/Steve and Larson, or by clicking join at youtube.com/Steve and Larson.